Hi! In the previous video, I talked about the general beliefs of the ancient Greeks, very confusing ones. Now let's talk about the most famous generation of the ancient Greek gods, the 12 Olympians. These are gods and goddesses who lived, according to Greeks, on Mount Olympus, hence the name. This is the third generation of ancient Greek gods, children of Titan Kronos and Titanide Rhea. God number 1, Zeus. Zeus is the most important god, the supreme god, the god of thunder and lightning. He watches over good and evil on earth, punishes villains and foresees fate. Other gods obey him. Attributes, that is, how and with what he is often depicted, are a shield, also called aegis, a both-sided axe. His animal is an eagle. He is mostly often depicted as a mighty man with a beard. His character is fair but playful. He had several wives, numerous lovers, and lots of children. All of them are heroes of myths of ancient Greece, sometimes very spicy ones. Goddess number 2, Hera, is the wife and sister of Zeus at the same time. The patroness of marriage, family love, and assistant in childbirth. But despite that, her character was very nasty. She was cruel, jealous, and domineering. She sent numerous troubles on the children of Zeus from other women and goddesses, and she was very inventive in that. Every year, she bathes in a magical spring to regain her youth. So she is often depicted as a beautiful young woman, often sitting on a throne in a crown or tiara. God number 3, Poseidon, the god of the sea and brother of Zeus. He lives deep in the ocean in a luxurious palace and moves in a chariot drawn by hippocampus, horses with fish tails. In his hand he has a trident that can cause storms and break rocks. His character is furious and heavy. To seduce women he often took form of different animals: rams, bulls, horses, dolphins, and even birds. Goddess number 4, Demeter, is the goddess of fertility and agriculture, a highly worshipped goddess since the ancient Greeks believed that she could help to grow a good harvest. One day, her daughter Persephone was kidnapped by the god Hades to be his wife. Demeter wandered for a long time in search of her daughter, and at that time there was no harvest on earth, and there was a terrible famine. Demeter is often depicted as a beautiful young girl in a wreath of ears. These were 4 Olympic gods, the children of Kronos and Rhea. And here are 8 more gods. They were the descendants of these gods, mostly Zeus. Goddess number 5, Athena. Athena is the goddess of wisdom, justice, sciences and crafts, as well as military affairs. She appeared from the head of Zeus. She is dressed in armor and holding a spear in her hand. She is also accompanied by an owl and a snake, symbols of wisdom and eternity. Athena invented many important things: states and wars, ships, chariots, flute and trumpet, plough and clay pot. She invented laws and taught people weaving. It is often said Palace Athena, that means a victorious warrior. Aphrodite is the goddess of love and beauty, spring and fertility. She is often depicted surrounded by flowers, fruits and birds. She also has a belt that can give attractiveness and a golden cup, drinking from which a person gets an eternal youth. However, her character was not sweet, especially when it came to love. If a man or a woman rejected love, he or she was immediately punished, heavily punished, and very ingeniously. Someone was torn apart by horses, someone got a disgusting smell. Hephaestus is the god of fire and blacksmithing, the main builder and even the manufacturer of lightnings for Zeus. His mother was goddess Hera, When she gave birth to him, she saw that he was very frail, weak, and lame on both legs. That enraged her so much that she threw him off Olympus, and the sea swallowed him. But he didn't die, and began to live on the bottom of the sea under the protection of a sea goddess, and do his favorite thing, blacksmithing. I must say that later on he took revenge on his mother Hera, but that's another story. Hermes. Hermes is the god of trade, cunning, speed, and theft, as well as eloquence. A very busy god. The Olympians did not hesitate to load him with all sorts of work. He served them and carried out all sorts of their demands. And at night, additionally, he guided the souls of the dead into the kingdom of Hades. In order to do everything in time, he had to have a very sharp mind and ingenuity. He also was a thief from his early months, such a rascal and a nasty boy. He was often depicted with the caduceus rod. That is a special rod wrapped around by two snakes that look at each other. Hermes used this rod to wake people up or put them to sleep. In addition, Hermes had sandals with wings to move through the air and keep up with everything. Apollo, the god of light, patron of arts, builder, architect, archer, the most beautiful of all the Olympic male gods, and mostly often depicted by artists and sculptors. Apollo had numerous lovers of both sexes, but love ended very sadly for them. Apollo was depicted with a golden bow and silver arrows, often with a kithara, it's a kind of lyre, and in a laurel wreath, because one of his lovers, Athena, eventually turned into a laurel tree. Ares. Ares is the god of war, the war bloody and cruel. Even the horses of Ares had terrifying names: horror, flame, noise, and shine. Ares was the most terrible of the Olympians, and even his father, Zeus, said that he would gladly throw him into Tartarus if he were not his son. Often depicted in armor with a spear or a torch in his hand, surrounded by vultures and dogs. Artemis is the goddess of hunting and patroness of all life on earth. She is Apollo's twin sister, the daughter of Zeus and the goddess Leto. She is often depicted with a bow and arrows. Her animals are a doe and a bear. Since she was considered an assistant during childbirth, Artemis was highly worshipped throughout the whole Greece. God number 12, Dionysus, was the god of winemaking, vegetation, and fun. Was the son of Zeus, born from his hip. Zeus's wife Hera hated Dionysus so much that she sent madness upon him. So he wandered around the world, teaching people winemaking, but very often showing violence and rage, as he was mad. Very often he was depicted as a bull or a goat surrounded by plants, a vine. Celebrations in honor of Dionysus were called Bacchanalia, as Bacchus was another name of Dionysus. They very much resembled orgies or even witches' Sabbath. As wine flowed like a river, music was played, people danced, sometimes falling into ecstasy and madness. Here are the 12 Olympians. But it is impossible not to mention one more god. He was not an Olympian, but he played a very important role in the mythology of ancient Greeks. That is Hades, brother of Zeus and the god of the kingdom of dead. Three brothers, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, divided the world. Zeus got the sky, Poseidon got the sea, and Hades got the underworld. Hades himself guides the gates of the kingdom of the dead. That's why he spends almost all his time underground. He rises to Olympus, to Mount Olympus, only on business matters. That is why he is not included in the Olympians. His character is very gloomy. He has a magic hat or a helmet that Cyclopes gave him. It can make Hades invisible. He is also often depicted with a scepter and 3 dogs, sometimes even with a cornucopia, a symbol of fertility. Here are the most worshipped gods of ancient Greece. Don't forget to put a like and subscribe to the channel. It will be very nice to see you again. Bye bye.